It's time for Black people to elect Black leaders who are willing to invest in Black communities. Let us show you how to make real money the right way. Because I still believe our best days are yet to come. We just need a mayor with enough vision to see the best in all of us. South Fulton, forever.
Mayor, why were you on that property? So you're guilty of the charges?
I think that's for the voters to decide.
Come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
So we got another mayor caught living the high life on the taxpayer's dime. This time it's South Fulton Mayor Khalid Kamau. Now I know you're thinking Hannibal must be here with all these stories about mayors going crazy. He must have some kind of magical dust, or he's maybe communicating with these people, telling these mayors to commit these stupid moves. But unfortunately, that's not true. I'm not here telling the mayors to go live it up with city funds. I'm just here to report the nonsense. And in this situation, there is plenty of it. With this mayor, he has racked up about $26,000 in questionable charges on a city-issued card.
And the council was totally blindsided. We didn't know that had occurred.
She says the mayor, who goes by the name Mayor Khalid, has yet to justify those expenses to her liking.
Plane tickets, a drone, Amazon orders, basically a shopping spree funded by you, the taxpayer. And the biggest expense? A $20,000 trip to Ghana, which Kamau claims it was for economic development.
You are lying through your teeth, you little demon.
Spoiler alert, the receipts don't back that up at all. This is how you do not handle public funds. Let's get into it. Let's take a moment to look how Khalid Kamau rose to power. Kamau's story started as an inspirational tale. He was the first Black Lives Matter organizer to get elected into office. It was a major milestone at the time that symbolized the grassroots activism breaking through into the political mainstream. His journey from activism to governance was built on promises of accountability, transparency, and putting the community first. You already know where this is going. In 2017, he was elected to Fulton County City Council, running on a progressive platform aimed at addressing economic inequalities and empowering underserved communities. People saw him as a disruptor, a voice for the people in a system often bogged down by bureaucracy and status quo politics. By 2021, Kamau had taken things a step further, winning the mayoral race and cementing his place as a leader who was supposed to bring real change. But being a mayor is not the same as leading protests or organizing rallies. The transition from activism to political leadership requires a whole new set of skills: careful management, strategic planning, and yes, knowing when to say no to bad decisions. And somewhere along the way, Kamau seemed to have lost his focus. So this is when things started to get a little weird. He was once arrested for trespassing.
According to the documents obtained by 11 Alive, Khalid Kamau is alleged to have made his way onto private property along Cascade Palmetto Parkway sometime before 7 a.m. on Saturday. On site are a residence and a lake house, which the owner says is mostly used for storage. The owner of the property tells law enforcement surveillance cameras detected Kamau walking up the driveway and eventually inside that lake house. After calling 911, the property owner made his way close enough to make contact with Kamau, ordering him to, quote, stay put. The property owner admitted to carrying a firearm at the time, but that Kamau didn't say that he was a South Fulton mayor until after it was by his side. The warrants go on to say when Kamau came outside, he allegedly rejected those orders, going as far as to tell the property owner, quote, you can't give me orders.
Mayor, why were you on that property?
I just wanted to see the house. I do apologize to the owners. I thought it was abandoned.
What do you say to your constituents?
I apologize for the negative attention this has brought to our city. But I hope that the spotlight that is on our city right now will highlight some of the inequities that have been happening.
So you're guilty of the charges?
I think that's for the voters to decide.
Yeah, the mayor strolled into someone else's property like he was scouting locations for a Netflix show or something. The homeowner catches him armed with a gun and confronts him. Kamau allegedly pulls the ultimate card, do you know who I am move. I guess that card was supposed to be like a get out of jail free card. I could do whatever I want to do. I'm the mayor. I can walk into properties that I don't own. Seriously, what was he thinking? Strolling into someone else's private property and acting like it's all good? Who does that? It's almost like he thought that being a mayor gave him some kind of magical VIP access to other people's homes. And let's not forget, this is Georgia, the one place you don't want to randomly wander into other people's properties uninvited. It's practically a rule over there. If you're not careful, you will find yourself face to face with someone who's not thrilled about unexpected guests, and they may have some tools to handle you. Mayor Kamau apparently missed that message. He was arrested for trespassing and burglary.
It seems that the mayor's arrest is really splitting the city apart. We just talked to 5 residents who all say they want him to resign immediately. They say it is just the best thing for the city overall. Now, they say they realize he is innocent until proven guilty. But in this case, these residents say he's already admitted that he trespassed and even apologized.
And there's been a psychological evaluation that's been ordered by a judge. So he needs to step down and get his mental health in check.
We are better than the behavior that you have displayed from day one. I prayed for you and our city. You've got to step down because the buck has to stop here.
So after that weird situation here, let's get into something that happened the last couple of weeks. Him spending money like he's Drake or something. So Mayor Kamau's spending spree is where things get really messy. Here's what we know. The mayor spent about $26,000 in charges on a city-issue purchase card. He spent $5,000 on the plane tickets, $1,300 on a drone, and various Amazon orders that seem more personal than professional.
Tom and Christine, would you believe it's 11 o'clock at night and City Council is still talking about the mayor's expenditures? Well, City Councilwoman Helen Willis says the mayor spent tens of thousands of dollars and is yet to account for it. Did the mayor spend $26,000 in a short period of time on his city card?
Within the last fourth quarter of 2024, it was approximately $26,000, correct.
Mayor Khalid last year took a trip to Africa. Are these expenditures authorized?
According to our purchase policy and our traveling policy, no.
Dozens of residents packed City Hall. Some wanted answers. Willis says city policy dictates city officials must produce receipts within 72 hours after making purchases with the card.
Kamau claims it was about building economic ties between South Fulton and Ghana. Sounds good, I guess. Except his Instagram videos tell a different story. He's at parties, attending concerts, and generally just living it up.
Mayor Pro Tem J.C. Sebastian says Mayor Khalid has some explaining to do.
But there's some things that I see in the public that need some explanation.
I do not believe that it has been determined to be unauthorized.
Councilwoman Linda Pritchett says she asked the mayor to address the matter with the public.
Not at this time, it has not been determined that that has taken place.
We asked the mayor twice for his side of the story, but twice he ignored us.
Where is the economic development for South Fulton in this trip? City policies prohibit using purchase cards for personal expenses, but there's a loophole. South Fulton doesn't have a clear policy on international travel. So while Kamau may argue he didn't technically break the rules, it's still an awful look, especially when he hasn't reconciled the 112 receipts tied to the expenses. Yes, 112 receipts. Here's the thing. Kamau doesn't seem like he's alone in this. It feels like mayors everywhere across this country are discovering a love for travel on a taxpayer dime. From questionable economic development trips to exotic locations, going to Vegas, splurging on luxury expenses that stretch the meaning of for the public good. It's becoming a trend. Instead of prioritizing their cities, they're booking flights, they're staying in fancy hotels, and they're calling it work. Taxpayers, we're all left holding the bill. Maybe it's time for stricter oversight, because how many times do we need to hear the same excuse? It was for the city's benefit, when the receipts say otherwise. This dude was partying. What kind of economic development can be reached between South Fulton, Georgia and Ghana? Let's see what Mayor Kamau's excuse is. How is he going to be able to explain all of this? Well, he's calling the allegations a smear campaign. That sounds very familiar. He says that the city's purchasing policies are unworkable and designed to trip people up. Interesting. I mean, yes, bureaucracy isn't known for being smooth, but when you spend $26,000 in unexplained charges, that's not a policy problem. That's a judgment problem. And here's the thing. Why is it that whenever a politician gets caught doing something stupid or sketchy, the first line of defense is always, this is the political smear campaign? It's like they have a preloaded script ready to go. Sure, politics can get very nasty and rivals love to pounce on scandals, but at the end of the day, you're the one stuck with $26,000 in unexplained charges with 112 receipts that you haven't reconciled. That's not just politics. That's you. If every time something goes wrong in response is to blame politics, it just seems like an easy way to dodge responsibility. Instead of addressing the actual issues, it's like shouting, "Look over there," while hoping everyone forgets what's in front of them. Kamau could have just owned up, provided some clarity, paid it back, tried to salvage some trust. But no, we're back to the good old smear campaign excuse. It's a classic, but not exactly convincing. If this was truly about boosting South Fulton's economy, where is the proof? Where are the partnerships, the plans, the tangible benefits that the residents can see? So far, all we've got is a big bill and a lot of unanswered questions. The people are understandably furious. They're not just angry about the money, though. They're angry about the lack of accountability. Some are calling for Kamau to resign, saying that he has embarrassed the city and betrayed their trust. Now, some people are defending him, saying that it's all politically motivated. But even if the politics are at play, Mayor Kamau isn't exactly helping his case. Between this arrest a year ago and now this spending scandal, he is giving the critics plenty of ammunition. So Kamau started as a grassroots leader, the first Black Lives organizer to be elected in office. His rise to power was supposed to be about bringing change and accountability. Instead, we're left with the same nonsense. Here's the thing about so-called activist leaders turned politicians. They often start with the right intentions. They say they care about the community. And for a while, people believe them. But then, somewhere along the way, some of them start to think that they're entitled to special treatment. They confuse their newfound fame with the free pass to do whatever they want. It's like they think their activism is a golden ticket to the good life at everyone else's expense. Kamau's spending spree and antics fit right into this pattern. Sure, he claims that his actions were for the people, but the receipts tell a different story. $1,300 for a drone? The trip to Ghana? What part of economic development requires expensive toys and parties overseas? It's as if he's forgotten what public office is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about service, not self-indulgence. This isn't a personal upgrade program. It's supposed to be about making life better for those who voted for you. But we're gonna see what happens with him and see if he actually just, gives up and quits, or he continues to run things as nothing happened. So we're gonna see what happens with this mayor. I'm sure he'll probably just continue to double down and pretend like nothing happened, and hopefully give back the money that he took from the taxpayer. At least he could do something like that. Maybe that will salvage his chances to maybe be reelected in a few years. But we'll see what happens with that. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.